Hello everyone, we're back with Umineko no Naku Koryo ni, translated meaning when the sequel scribe, better known as Umineko.
When they cry.
There you go. Okay, so we're back with some Umineko. This is episode
I
8.
I get to say less and less of that intro every time you do it.
You're just gonna be able to say, like,
Umineko when they cry.
no, I do, like, Umineko when they cry. You just do it dry.
Right. Umineko when they cry. Umineko when they cry. Period.
Anyway, we're on episode 8 now. We're about halfway through episode 2, more or less. Mostly less. We're a couple away till the fun starts happening. We're in like the filler arc, you know?
You know.
Anyway, before we start, today we're going to be talking about, another... This time it's Umineko related. Sometimes it's not Umineko related, sometimes it kinda is, kinda isn't. This is about Beatrice. So, now, in episode 1, you never saw Beatrice, except the very end. Maria claimed to have seen her, but other than that, Beatrice was kind of an enigma. But now, several people have seen her.
Right.
What do you make of that?
I think everybody's going crazy.
Oh, you just think there's like... They're hallucinating. It's not a bacon tree, it's a ham bush.
It's Kinzo put alcohol in everyone's drinks, and now they're all tripping. Don't tell me you can't see Kinzo doing that.
On a more serious note, do you think this person is a 19th person or one of the 18?
Who have I not seen so far? I haven't seen much of any of the cousins, but I don't think...
The cousins were supposedly all playing together in the guest house.
Yeah, I assume they're all supposed to be assumed to be accounted for.
Well, except Maria, because she was busy being,
Right, of course. She's busy being Maria. We know where Shannon is, more or less. Okay, so it's not one of the servants. It's not one of the cousins.
Realistically speaking, it could only be Kinzo in a dress.
Or Goda.
So, are you kind of thinking it's a 19th person?
I don't know.
Like, maybe this isn't the real Beatrice, like the real Beatrice, Jessica. Brought in, she paid off an actor to pretend to be Beatrice.
Hey, will you? I'll pay you $300 to just belittle my grandfather for 45 hours.
Don't worry.
But she hired a prostitute, so she kind of like doesn't understand exactly what she meant by that.
She just told her, "Hey, come to this island and pretend you're a witch."
Also, belittle my grandfather the entire time. Make sure he really feels it.
Yeah, so let's get in. Well, no. So you're on. It's a 19th person theory.
I guess that makes the most sense to me right now.
Okay. Then there's the issue. Was this 19th person also there in the first episode?
I don't think so.
So this person only showed up here. Then there'd have to be like bought off or something like that.
Right.
Anyway, who? I think this is Beatrice talking, right? Who is it?
Yep.
Oh no! Excuse me, no. You have to narrate this part.
Have to narrate?
I've brought lunch. Enter. Excuse me. Like, the narration.
Sudeshimasu. After receiving approval, Kanon entered the VIP room, pushing the serving cart that carried lunch. The servants called this room the witch's VIP room. What?
This is probably going to be the hardest part to read of this episode.
That was because Kinzo strictly ordered that it was always to be kept clean, so they could be used at any time. Even so, guests would not be allowed into this room no matter who they were. That's why, at some point, the servants had started calling it the VIP room, which is supposed to be set aside only to welcome the special person Kinzo waited for. The witch from that portrait. And today, Kanon realized that this was absolutely true. When he entered the room, the blonde-haired witch was gazing out the window. Outside, the rain was no longer falling weakly. As she looked out at the beautiful rose garden, which had been tended to over several days for today's sake. Which had been tended to. That's a really weird sentence to read.
No, you're just an idiot. Go on.
Maybe. As she saw the winds and rain ravage it, was she struck by some sentimental feelings? Kanon was not able to tell anything more from her. Oh.
Huh?
Okay, sorry. Kanon was not able to tell anything more from her back, which faced it. I accidentally double tapped the enter key.
Oh. I'll prepare the meal. Beatrice Sama.
Kanon went out of his way to call out the witch's name, hoping that she'd turn around. He wanted to know. He wanted to know if the witch who had tempted him and Shannon in the past really appeared again. When he did, the witch whose name had been called laughed, her back still facing him. Holding back her voice, she laughed. Kanon was startled. It was almost as though she had read his mind and knew that he had called out to her, hoping to make her turn around.
It smells good. Chris Cal's hired a good cook. Yes. He's called Goda, and was employed here recently. You know him. I mean, you are him.
You are him.
There's nothing better than being skilled at cooking. Delicious food completes the 3 pillars of pleasure for living in the human world. It is the secret of preventing boredom after 1,000 years.
Nicholas, are you using the PS3 sprites?
No.
Oh.
Well, Kanon sprite always looks kind of awkward in the PS3 version. Like, look at his arm.
Oh yeah. Yeah, actually.
I'm sorry, I like pointed it out and now you can't unsee it.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say that. No, I gotta upload this to r/cutelfangs.
Oh. Yeah, she has that in this version as well. But,
Kanon and the Witch's Eyes met. What?
Kanon has some really weird look. Like his surprised facial expression in the PS3 art looks really bad. I think Battle has a few that look weird too.
Kanon's arms. It looks like one of them is shorter than the other one. like if he set his arm down, it would be like half.
Boy.
It'd be like half a forearm shorter. That's his baby arm. It's a deformity.
Like, I mean, like when I was growing, like, you know, my right arm and my right leg, they grew before my left arm and my left leg. That's normal.
What?
That's just standard. Like, so I had to jump around everywhere because my right leg was a foot longer than. Did this not happen to you?
No.
Oh.
Just imagining you doing that now. And then she grinned. Without a doubt, certainly, this was clearly the witch from that day, Bia Torichi. The witch that no one but he and Shannon could see in the past finally held a form, and had arrived openly as a guest through the entrance hall.
Bia Torichi Sama. It's been a long time. Kanon the furniture. Do you think, like, she has, like, just a goat in the background playing the organ?
Yes.
It has been quite some time.
Kanon tried to remember to be polite to this guest for the time being, but the visit of this suspicious witch made dark clouds start to enshroud his heart, especially considering that today was the family conference.
You appear to be uneasy about what I plan to do, now that I've appeared. Am I right? Silence angrily.
Kanon didn't force an answer. Oh, I guess they're the same length. Interesting. This witch probably reads minds. I don't know if that's a fair assumption there, Kanon. So it's pointless to go to the trouble of saying it out loud. Of course, she could read even his inner resistance. So the witch giggled at Kanon's childish defiance.
Here to fulfill my final promise with Kinzo.
You should be using deliverance instead of defiance. It's way better.
Your final promise with the master? I like Kinzo a mountain of gold. Kinzo gives that up. I'll be returned to me with interest. Give him to accept that interest tonight.
I'm so sorry.
Stop the beeping!
I'm turning it off. I'm turning it off. Mario Kart Double Dash. Why are we talking about this? However, uncertainty began to gather in his heart. Whatever the witch had to say couldn't be anything good.
Ah, ha, ha. Oh, ho, 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 ho. There's no mistake. Whenever witches have something to say, it's never anything good. You're correct. However, like scissors, the potential of witches depends entirely on how they are used. Sometimes there are those like King Solomon who succeed in great exploits. Yeah, he's Grandcaster. He's pretty OP. Okay. Most who make use of us end up meeting a cruel fate, just like in fairy tales. But Kinzo's crafty is incorporated even my collection of the interest in new ceremony. Is he an absurdly powerful magician who could surpass even me? Also a mere fool possessed by madness. Why not both?
I can see Kinzo being both.
Amusing. Truly amusing.
Kanon couldn't guess what the witch was muttering and laughing about.
What do you think? Is that like, is amusing like Subarashi? Or
Subarashi?
Okay.
All he knew was that anything that made this witch laugh must have the exact opposite meaning for everyone else. At the back of his mind, the horrifying words the witch had spat at him in the past began to resurface. I don't like this song.
What, did you think I'd let you... You don't like this song?
No.
It kind of reminds me of a Key-Ray's theme song, Church on the Hill.
Yes.
With his organ. What, did you think I'd lend you my power and ask for nothing in exchange?
Yorokoba Shonen.
I'll gladly assist a parent, though. In exchange, I'll enjoy watching the cruel fate they'll eventually meet. I've never come across a better show. Not over the course of 1,000 years.
I don't remember this.
That was like 2 months ago.
That explains it. Nunny!
Could it be that?
Look at his face!
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Yeah! Ha, 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 ha.
Gahahaha!
Behold the sweet fish, river running through my beloved hometown. Oh yeah, have you tried to solve the epitaph yet?
Not even started.
I think you can do it. You can...
I just have to know 3 different languages.
Yeah, that's the face. That's the face. You just sent me the Kanon face. Like, hold on. How do I get this? Hold on. How do... Add Windows Photo Viewer. Windows Photo Viewer. This face.
You look at him, he's like, oh!
This one.
Oh!
Hold on, let me just put this face over Kanon's face.
Oh!
For the next one.
Oh!
See, there's... Okay, remove that. Okay. You seek the golden ring, follow its path downstream and search for the key. Hello? Oh. Hello? Where'd he go? Hello? Oh.
All I can think about is Kanon's face.
Well, you have to go run off and like tell your mom that you love Kanon's face?
Yeah. I was like, Mom! Kanon!
It's your line. The witch suddenly began.
Yep. The witch suddenly began to recite a bizarre poem. It was something he remembered hearing.
Wait, bizarre? That's your one JoJo's reference for today. Could it be the witch's epitaph? There's no mistake. Because I'm narrating now.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're narrating this part.
It was the epitaph that accompanied the portrait of the witch Kinzo had put on display. The witch Kinzo. Wait, I think I read that incorrectly. I read that with the wrong inflection. The relatives had guessed that it referred to the location of the hidden gold.
What's the most important part of a joke? Timing.
Yeah, exactly. The witch said they began reciting that epitaph.
Just keep. I don't remember. Nah, I don't know. Kanon, since you have furniture, I imagine you've heard about it from Kinzo. The day when everything will be returned to the Golden Land has come. Yo Kobe.
You're Kobe.
The day when you'll be freed from the shame of living as furniture has finally arrived. I believe you wanted that for a long time. Gift to furniture, which finds no value in its own existence, really existing day to day must be nothing but agony. Those with souls, this world is worth clinging to, but those without souls find this world to be full of nothing but suffering.
Complicated expressions flitted across Kanon's face. This was the day of release that Kanon had been looking forward to. However, the coming of this day had been mercilessly sudden. For some reason, he didn't like the hateful tone used by this witch as she informed him of the coming of the long-awaited day of rest. Kanon couldn't even decide what emotion he should be feeling.
Why do you like Yo Kobe, Shonen?
Shonen.
I mean, Kanon's a young little shonen.
That's young little Shonen, young little Shota.
Yeah. Can you actually have some regrets left in the real world? Imagine like Boku no Pico, but Boku no Kanon-kun. You'd watch it.
I don't want to talk about it.
As me or furniture? I have no regrets. Because I am furniture. Truly are a model specimen of furniture. Furniture is actually another word for being free to play in Fate Grand Order. Like I
really are a model specimen of welfare.
Like I have no regrets that I didn't use my wallet to roll for Muramasa. Muramasa's he has to be out by the time this gets uploaded, right? Come on, just release you already. I'm saving my courts. I'm not being baited by any bait catches at all.
Not even Gramps?
Well, for Gramps, that's just, testing the waters, throwing out, 12 quarts. That's just standard.
Just throwing out 150 quarts?
Yeah, that's just part of it.
It's nothing unusual. I didn't wail out or anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saving up quarts. I have like 40 something. I used to have I would have 70, but I kind of got baited by Osaka Behime. Okay, anyway. How nice. Yeah, but it won't be any fun if you have no regrets at all. So I'm gonna throw the Muramasa at your help. And you won't get him. You're saying regrets are how you find pleasure?
Lewd.
That's correct. Most witches who live for 1,000 years get tired of life. In order to escape boredom, I start playing Fate Grand Order. I adorn people's Fate Grand Order accounts with fruit and brandy and cook them like cakes. Like, she gives them the gold particles, and it's a gold saber, but then get Siegfried. You know that one from experience.
Sumanai.
Then humans dancing through oppressive fates inside an oven to be so very entertaining. See, I'm actually a tad famous in this regard. So much so that rare guests come from far away to see my skill at cooking. Perhaps this is something that mere furniture cannot understand.
Kanon couldn't understand what the witch was saying, but still, he doesn't actually know Japanese, he's here. However, he fully realized that this was a terrifying being who treated the fate of humans as a show, enjoying it whenever some harm befell them. However, furniture has no soul or life, much less a fate. Pitiful furniture does nothing but serve until the day they're released from the world. To furniture like that, the witch, who had come to release them from everything, was a being to be received with overflowing affection. Even though the day Kanon should have been waiting impatiently for it to come, he was confused by his own inability to accept it easily. It's like he doesn't want to die or something. Why was it? The face of Shannon, the person he loved as a sister, rose to his mind. And for some reason, Jessica's face did too. Kanon bit his lower lip hard enough that it hurt. Thinking about Jessica like that was something Furniture must never do. Even though he thought he'd known that. Even though he'd complained about Shannon's relationship. Why was it that Jessica rose into his mind at a time like this? He felt a little shameful at his own naivety. But to forget about Jessica, he turned his thoughts to Shannon. Shannon is also Furniture. She has no reason not to rejoice. The Yorikobe at the coming of the day when all will turn into nothingness. Return to nothingness. But Shannon, through her relationship with George, has experienced an emotion forbidden to Furniture. Even though she isn't qualified to be bonded with him, she's still trapped in a dream that she isn't allowed to have. Will Shannon be able to joyfully accept this development? No, she won't. Shannon still has lingering regrets. Those will probably become a great source of pain and torture for her. And those lingering regrets were planted by none other than the Switch.
They're just getting quieter. Quieter.
Not Nazida! That would be more interesting. Nothing more. Exclamation point.
This day that Shannon should have been waiting impatiently for. Probably be a harsh burden for her. Giving her emotions that she must never experience. And thank you for granting me less furniture the day of our release. And I hate you for making this day so difficult for Shannon to accept.
Free.
Wanted to make you suffer from your regrets as well, just like Shannon. However, you continue to live like furniture with foolish honesty, never getting ensnared by me. Yet, seems you love Shannon a little too dearly, right? Ha 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 ha. Shannon's regrets are now your regrets. Will those feelings transform into hatred for me? Glares angrily. You wish to kill me, give it a try. Ha 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 ha. Kinzo's furniture should have at least that much power, right? However, if you kill me, then the day of rest for furniture will not come for all eternity. Could you bear to live with that? Are you truly capable of resisting when I try to release you? Ha 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 ha. Kneel. What? Kneel and kiss my shoes. Otherwise, I'll leave this place. I'll go back and never show myself again for all eternity. So, Kanon, do you think you can bear to live like that? The door to the Golden Land is open. Your hard life as furniture will end. If you desire, I can even give you life as a human. After that, we'll be on the same level as Jessica. Surely you want to experience that taste of love. We have troll vehicle now. There's no point trying to hide it. Seeing Shannon indulging in a sea of sweet love. You were jealous. Hey, what color is the sea?
Blue.
Oh, it's gray.
Oh.
You swear they come to another taste of love. Stop it. Stop it.
Yamate, Yamate!
Trying to ensnare me again? It won't be reduced to a toy for your amusement. I'll be satisfied with Shannon alone. After all, you aren't the only one who was implanted with the seed. Even fruiting plants sometimes fail to bear fruit after all. You know that, you're a farmer.
Yeah.
The one who appends the key must then travel to the Golden Land in accordance with these rules. On the first twilight, after the 6 chosen by the key is sacrificed. On the second twilight, those who remain shall tear apart the 2 who are close.
The witch recited the epitaph again. It was so sudden and diverged so strongly from the current topic. However, that challenging smile made it seem almost as though she was using that epitaph as a threat against Kanon.
Do you not understand? Can you hear the music playing right now?
The aroma.
For the ceremony of the epitaph to succeed, at the second twilight, 2 who are close must be offered as sacrifices. It could be any of the 2 who are close. Husband and wife, or even a pair of lovers. According
Do you
to
think she has a goat that just has a boombox and plays this whenever she's about to sleep?
Yeah. Let's go, Goon. According to the rules of the ceremony, who will be selected is up to me to decide on the win. Oh, you think there could be no more? Oh yeah, you're gonna see the goats for the first time this episode. Be prepared for that. That's gonna be a fun time. Don't you think there could be no more fitting sacrifice for the second Twilight than Shannon as she is now? You dirty.
Kanon realized something. Till today, he thought he'd given up on everything else and lived as furniture, acting like furniture. But in reality, that wasn't true. He loved Shannon too dearly. Therefore, when Shannon was in pain, Kanon shared in that. Only Shannon had continued to live as furniture, indifferently like Kanon, without any regrets in this world. He wouldn't have had to be in so much pain. The witch planned to toy with Shannon, who had known the taste of love. No, whom she had taught the taste of love, as she killed her. She wouldn't be welcome to the Golden Land and granted a compassionate release. Instead, the witch had her way. She'd be used as a sacrifice, subjected to the utmost of torture and pain, forcibly turned into a human foundation for this evil ceremony. And this witch would probably make Shannon meet this horrible fate, for no reason other than that it was amusing to her. Furthermore, she was threatening to do this so that she could make Kanon, who had never submitted to the witch, finally give in. It was that simple. In the end, though he had tried to resist the witch and avoid pleasing her, he had only made things worse. Or he had only made things more amusing for her.
What do you get worse at?
I don't know. After all, he was furniture. I mean, he did make things worse, didn't he? No, a toy. They were nothing but toys meant only to distract her from her boredom.
Eng. Oh, you do, Kanon. Maybe you know, I might refrain from choosing Shannon as a sacrifice. See?
Nay?
I've always wanted to make a toy like you surrender somebody.
Not even a fragment of elegance, the witch sneered at Kanon and laughed decently. That's right. She'd predicted Kanon's submission even before he'd made that decision himself. Kanon chose to get down on both knees in front of the witch. Didn't matter what happened to himself. However, the one thing he couldn't bear to see was Shannon, who had given his only reason to live during his days of furniture, being toyed with like this. That was why kissing the shoes of the witch was an easy oath for Kanon to make. When his quivering lips actually touched the witch's shoe. Oh boy. You let a look of ecstasy rise to her face, then laughed, the voice filled with bursting.
I think this is a scene from my Kakigurai. I never watched it, but I bet it is.
At that moment, the witch, who had grown bored of life after 1,000 years, was completely filled with the evil emotions she lived for. Do you think she was a bad witch at first? So like, it's like when she gave Kinzo the gold, she didn't really understand what she was doing. So now she's like, "Fuck."
So you accept that witches exist now?
No.
You just said she was a witch at first.
Theoretically speaking.
And that also means you accept the gold exists. Which, I mean, how would you get that gold unless, you know, you were a witch?
That's just Kinzo we're talking about.
Well, yeah, but you said that she gave it to Kinzo.
If she is a witch for whatever reason, if witches do exist,
he's falling into the witch theory.
Magic doesn't exist.
No, you see, if you fall into the witch theory, you have to switch over to the witches don't exist theory. Because I'm just here to counteract everything you say.
You can probably provide more compelling arguments for the witches don't exist theory too.
Like, if you somehow, like, present me with, like, the perfect theory, like, you know, the actual theory that works, I'll just be like, oh, man, here's three flaws with it, go solve it.
Top 5 things wrong with that theory. You won't believe number 3.
Yeah. I'll just write a BuzzFeed article on it.
Yeah.
They love my stuff. They'll publish it. Do you want me to switch over to narration?
No.
I just didn't want to narrate that scene. Okay, you want to do it still?
Wait, that was hard to read?
Yes.
Why?
What do you mean, why? Caitlyn just kissed her shoes.
I expected something far worse.
He gave in to the witch.
Witches don't exist.
But, you know, Kanon's my boy.
He kissed Kinzo's shoes. Nothing unusual, he does it all the time. When lunch ended, the relatives moved to the parlor. Rosa had bought a high-class brand of black tea from a famous store in Ginza that had been served Or that had been served, and the parlor was filled with a pleasant aroma. Since the children were there too, the adults tried to interact like normal relatives on the surface, talking peacefully about recent events and how their children were growing.
Yeah, how about that sports?
Hey, you guys play sport ball? Battler, you gotta play sport ball, right? It had started raining, so the children couldn't do anything but sit here like this, watching TV, unable to go outside.
My favorite anime, Higurashi no
Now the
Naku
world
Koro
don't
Nizo.
move at the beat of just one drum. What might be right for you may not be right for some. Maria was apparently a TV kid, and she kept watching a boring daytime program without getting bored, giggling all by herself. That was a really good sentence that whoever translated this made right there. She was watching a boring program without getting bored. Wow.
I mean, this is from... Oh no, this is the third narrative, but the narrator really doesn't like that.
At first, Battler joined in, seeming to deepen his relationship with Maria. But he had gotten up early that morning and was gradually hit by a wave of drowsiness. Also, his IQ was too low.
Oh yeah, we're on this scene.
How do I...
Oh, that's a big yawn.
Oh, it was a yawn.
Did you get up really early this morning?
I read the word yawn and I yawned. Well, something like that.
You're just a line behind, but you're in character.
Yeah. Now that all the tension's gone, I started getting sleepy while listening to the sound of rain. Tension? You go freaking out like that? Tension? Well, at least it is for me. Yawning noise.
Nice, nice.
Battler gave another great yawn and slowly lay down on the sofa. He really did look tired. That's Battler's me right now. George and the others had tried talking to... What?
You signed up for this.
I did. George and the others had tried talking to him, thinking it was a sign of boredom, but when they realized he was sleepy, they decided to let him be. I know.
What? I think I'm Kumasawa?
Yeah, you're Kumasawa.
I think she's one of those characters we keep going back and forth on.
Because you wanted to make fish puns, remember?
Oh yeah. Bye. You say that if you lie down right after eating. It'll become a mackerel.
What?
Oh, hey, she did the oh ho ho laugh. I just did that, you know, after she's like, I didn't click the next line.
Mackerel?
Yeah.
What?
But it's a good joke.
Stop kidding around. Go to Sun said we'd be having calf steak tonight. That'd make it mackerel steak.
I love mackerel steak.
Kumasawa-san, he looks pretty tired. Did you get him a blanket?
Here you go. It's a blanket made out of mackerels.
Okay. She just like pulled one out of her pocket. She just had a blanket like folded up in her pocket.
Look at the next line.
Kumasawa brought a blanket from over. Yeah, I mean, I read this part, but just imagine. Kumasawa brought a blanket over from the shelf. The large parlor wasn't cold, but the air had gotten a little chilly. So when Battler took the blanket, he immediately wrapped himself up in it like a turtle.
Maybe we're sleepy. When would you like to wake up? I'll wake you.
Nah, can't say I've got any particular requests. You can wake me up if you need something from me. And if you don't, just let me sleep forever. Night.
Ooh. Randomly sleeping? A nap? Ooh, I'll do it too.
Hey, Maria. Battler's sleepy, so you've got to leave him alone. Kumasawa-san, could you give us another blanket? It was doubtful whether Maria really wanted to take a nap. She probably saw Battler wrapped up in a blanket and wanted to do the same. When she received the blanket from Kumasawa, she joyfully wrapped herself up in it and set up camp again in front of the TV. Oh, goodness. Sheesh. And just when we'd finally gathered all the cousins together after 6 years, this guy doesn't have a clue that he's the main guest of this family conference, does he? I can still hear you.
He's not underwater.
He's wrapped up in the blankets.
It's not like his face is under the blanket.
No, it is.
Like a turtle. Do you know what turtles do with their heads?
They put it inside the turtle shell.
No.
Well, take it easy during lunch.
Look, this conversation is gonna go on for 10 minutes. You can do this or not.
I'm going to.
No, do not.
I've got nothing
I'm
to
Battler
do.
now. You're banned from Battler.
That means it isn't my turn yet.
Wonder about that. If you have a passive attitude like that, never do anything unless something else happens, your life will be pretty boring, right?
No, that's not what I mean. How should I put it? At times like this, I like to think of it this way. It isn't my turn.
Of the Golden Witch.
Well, if this were a play, it wouldn't be my turn to go on stage. So the best thing to do is stay on the wings of the stage. You're always the main character of your own life, right? Why are you acting like you're in a supporting role? You've got to move forward by yourself and get up on the stage. That's not what I mean either. I'm trying to say it's not my turn yet. Kya!
that's a yawn.
Kwa!
And where did the Y come from? That's a U.
Look at this, I'm yawning, this sucks.
Oh, you're in character. There you go.
Sorry, I'm sleepy, and my mind's a mess. Give me a break. Yada yada. But, Munya?
No kidding. You're so sleepy you're spouting nonsense. He just said Munya. Let's leave him be for now.
Hey, I can't let him get away with saying crap like that. You're always the main character in your own life. You got serious issues with what Battler's saying. Why do you care?
He's just half asleep. Don't take him too seriously.
It's just that lack of guts. You know, not wanting to go on stage because you can't be the main character. Something about it just pisses me off.
Whoa there, buddy.
Thinking about it just makes me upset.
Okay.
With distant eyes, Jessica gazed out the window
Hey,
at the greater rose
you can
garden.
leave his house now. It's cool. Don't look
What?
out your windows. You just see like two bands with YouTube on the front driving away.
I'm scared by the rain. And like guns. She put her forehead up against the glass. The pleasantly cool sensation seemed to chase away memories she was trying to forget. So it just wasn't your turn yet. Is that it? Then just when will you get up on stage?
Oh, you're Jessica now. Jessica's not sleepy. It's Battle.
She's tired too.
Oh.
In that case, who the heck is the main character on stage?
I think it's about to cut to the meta scene.
That it is!
Oh wow, I'm good at this.
You actually read the entirety of Umineko again?
See Battler, he's gonna paid off by YouTube.
Dang, it's like you think you can do whatever you want. What the heck is all this? It's all screwed up.
I was really amused that your reason for denying me was based on whether or not there were 18 and 19 people. Just try changing my opening move, no more. The greatest basis for denying me is simply that I wasn't laid out as a piece in the game board. So, all I have to do is start by focusing on the queen like this. Isn't opening the road for the queen on your first turn one of the classic moves in chess?
Quit playing around. There's no way I can accept something like this, right? The witch came in, walking right through the entrance hall, you say? Don't mess with me!
What's this? In the last game, I gave you incredible freedom in making your moves, correct? This time, all I'm doing is moving my pieces in response to your moves. Are you already giving up? Right at the start?
Yaro!
You guy!
What a fool, guy! Don't mess with me. Like heck I'd give in.
Good job, you're learning.
Great move. Go ahead and just move however you'd like. Okay, so your turn's far from over, is it? Move however you want. Form a huge battle formation while you still can. I'll definitely withstand you. I'll definitely corner you. Come at me as best you can. I don't want you to have any excuses. You aren't even close to making me accept something like a witch.
What's this
That's
facial
right.
expression?
I don't know.
Especially the classic sprites.
Classic. That's how it looks in the PS3 patch too. What in the world? That's right. Just now, it looked like Maria's candy was fixed with magic, but you might have actually had another one of the same candy hidden in your pockets.
That's what you said.
And switched them with that little show, making it only look like you'd fixed it with magic. Yeah, that's right. That has to be it. It's useless. All useless.
Forget the it's. You have to say
It's useless. It's all useless. Tamada. Send them.
Oh. You also saw the moment when the candy split into butterflies, correct?
Who cares about that?
Isn't that
was
exactly what you said?
Or a trick? Yeah, Battler's name. Or maybe she just saw it wrong. It isn't a big problem.
So you throw out the part you can't explain as trivial. You see, is that your move in response to mine? You dug your own grave. You sure me a better. Still isn't your turn yet. Allow me to make my move for a little longer. This barely began. The turn of the witch. Oh, they forgot the golden witch. Rikushio 7 was like, hey, here, read the script. And they're like, hey. You know, like, he had it up till this, like, right before that meta scene. And they're like, oh, wow, this is the whole thing? He's like, oh, no, this is halfway through. So he had to add that in to remind people, you know, stuff's gonna happen. So, oh, yeah, so, we haven't been reading for, like, the past 5 minutes. Can we get going? Like, we're done arguing here, right? I did that joke last time, you see, because...
Witches don't exist. When they started hearing Battler's snores, the relatives went their separate ways, leaving the parlor and letting Battler sleep in silence. Even though it had been so lively in the parlor with so many people gathered there, and all of them scattered at once and were swallowed up by a vast mansion, or the vast mansion, created an eerie silence, with no sound except for that of the rain. Nope! Haven't met a person like that even once. Nanaki?
Never met them. Curious, Anne, is that true? Even I only greeted her briefly when she came into the entrance hall. She looked like she was a bit over 20. Told her my name, but she didn't tell me hers. She was being guided by Genji-san, and I saw her going up to the second floor.
So it'd probably be faster to find Genji-san and ask him directly. Still, it's a strange turn.
Of the Golden Witch.
Clicking emotion.
No, you're not allowed to say that. That's banned.
In this room, and had spoken to Kairi. Without naming herself, she'd sneered that Kairi should have had a vague idea as to her identity. That brought someone to mind. Kinzo. And then there was her lookalike, the witch in the portrait. Is that what she looks like now?
Yeah, she actually changed out the portrait.
Did she?
No. There's just every episode except I believe 4 and 8 has its own portrait, and you know, that's just there at times.
Was this person trying to say she was the witch of the portrait herself?
And then she was probably laughing at me for that reason. Even though it was our first meeting, she spoke as though she knew on your second life.
Aniki, you really don't know anyone like that?
Talk too much. Never seen a blonde woman like that go in or out of this mansion.
That kind of thing doesn't matter. The problem's what happens if that woman starts calling herself Beatrice? If she starts calling herself the manager of father's assets?
Or maybe she plans to call herself his mistress's daughter, demanding that she gets a thick share of the inheritance. Either way, we've had one heck of a joker slip in the deck. Did Nissan bring her here? Or did father?
This is bad.
So, I'd like to bring up, you know, back on this, is this Beatrice an 18th or 19th person? Kirie just said she looks to be around 20. I'm gonna let you reason this out yourself. How many people fit that description on your Akadema? A woman around 20.
Cousins? So, 1... 2...
Right. Jessica and Shannon, right?
Right.
So if we use the reasoning that this Beatrice is one of the people on the island, it's most likely the person pretending to be Beatrice, not necessarily, you know, the person committing these crimes is one of these two. If we use that reasoning. Yeah, it has flaws, but at the same time, Kira also saw her from kind of far away, so
It's true.
So I mean, like, maybe she just didn't see, like, the white mustache or the beard.
it's possible.
Or the desire.
You know the desire, the face you mixed.
Yeah, that one. And we're back to our regularly scheduled program.
This is bad. We thought we could manage something if we could corner Aniki in our talks. But this takes us back to square one.
I don't know what kind of schemes you've been making when I'm not around here. But it looks like we've been given a little time to form a counter strategy.
Yeah, better to have some time to prepare than to have blonde-haired Neichin suddenly appear at the dinner table and scare the heck out of us.
The stuff out of us.
Stuff out of us. Until we know why she's appeared, there's a limit to the kinds of counters we can make. What could she be after?
Isn't it obvious? She's gonna claim that she's the rightful heir to Father's inheritance.
She needs a lot of money right now.
Father's still captivated by Beatrice. He had a daughter with her. You can bet that he'd want to leave all of his fortune to her. He might even thrust some strange will in front of us. If we take it to court, we could probably claim a quarter of a half of it. But it will probably be impossible to divvy out the inheritance until that's settled. I can't have that. I can't, and neither can you, Rudolph. The same goes for Rosa, right?
Each one of us needs to gather money quickly for our own reasons. It's our biggest weak point. So, what are they after? Kyrie, can you guess?
This is all news to me, but it sounds like we're starting from the premise that we've got an urgent need to collect money, right?
Kyrie-san, in a man's business, you sometimes need funding when you're on the offensive. Please understand that.
What's this, Rudolph? You didn't tell Kira-san about this?
I wasn't really hiding it.
Remember when
Actually,
Rudolph kissed the phone when Kira was on the other line?
don't remind me.
Just find that hilarious.
I remember that very dearly now because you were like,
Oh yeah, that's what you would do.
no.
He says no as he did like an hour ago.
No. She would have been asleep an hour ago. Actually, it was kind of.
It's alright. You just said this wasn't something you needed to tell me about. I won't press you about it right here. What's more important is finding out what this golden witch is after, right?
Yeah. Now that you know what we know, can you see how the enemy might come after us?
Come at us? Thank you very much.
Same concept. Rudolph had a certain measure of trust in Kyrie's unique thinking technique. Chessboard thinking. Of course, it didn't give him any more peace of mind than fortune telling, but every time Rudolph was polishing up some important strategy, he'd give a great deal of thought to Kyrie's advice. For a while, Kyrie pressed her finger against her forehead, considering.
Oh, Kusang. Judging by the fact that our arrival was kept hidden until today, she must be planning to catch us by surprise in some way. We can't tell for sure whether she's after assets or being recognized as a relative. However, her coming was kept secret until today. Which probably means she didn't want us to take any measures against her, something we might have done if we'd known beforehand. So her goal is probably something that could be hindered if we were to take measures against her. Understand?
I get it. So she had a will that father had already written, or something that could prove that she's a blood relative. If she had some unshakable, rock-solid proof like that, you'd think she'd announce it beforehand.
That's right. On the contrary, since we're in a position to doubt her, she should have brought a lawyer or an expert and thrust some completely undeniable proof before us. If she could.
So the mere fact that she's launched a surprise attack shows us that our foe can't win with a frontal assault. Makes sense. If a trump card can win no matter what, it's best to play it out in the open. If you play it in a roundabout way, it might end up weakening its impact.
Did you just make a JoJo's reference? You've already done that in this episode.
What did I say?
You said a roundabout.
Oh.
You guys listen to JoJo's first ending. I'm such a jokester.
Joe jokester.
Skipping to the conclusion, you could probably expect to be faced with some huge surprise, something related either directly or indirectly to the inheritance problem that's on everyone's minds. Our opponent probably plans to overawe simply by the impact of the shock. However, no matter how great the impact might be, it cannot be absolute. In other words, we have enough leeway to take advantage of this.
You really got brains! Even understanding just this much is really reassuring. In other words, you're telling us not to get sucked into our opponent's pace.
In the end, it's an extremely simple conclusion. No matter what our opponent brings up, we should deal with it calmly, without rushing things. This is just the very first step in the art of negotiation. You really can't say you've predicted your opponent's thoughts with just this.
Come on. Just like usual, that was pretty good. Now that we know we've got a little leeway to attack, it helps us relax a bit.
What we don't know is how she's connected with Kraus Nissan. Will it be a surprise for Kraus Nissan too, or was he actually the one who called her here in the first place? If it's the latter, that might make things very troublesome. That's right. Secretly calling a mystery woman on the day of the family conference. It'd be terrible taste, but it does feel like something Nissan would do.
Aniki, let's do this. As long as she can't clearly prove her identity, we won't accept her position in any way.
That'd be for the best. Alrighty, she's refused to introduce herself to Kire-san. We can't let our conference be distributed by the statements of some unknown woman.
She might even show us proof that she's a blood relative. If she could prove our father's blood runs through her veins, like with a maternity record document, there's nothing we can do. It's always possible to suspect that physical evidence has been faked. And even if it's real, in order to prove that person in the documents is the person we see, we'd need to check their condition at a hospital. At the very least, it'd be impossible to prove that now, on Rock and Jima.
Alright. So in other words, something like this. No matter what's shown to us now on Rock and Jima, it can't be accepted as true. We can't believe anything until the typhoon passes, and the seagulls cry. They prove it to us at the proper place.
Spotting all kinds of holes and stuff like this is Aniki's specialty. We'll be counting on you.
Are you joking? I'll be helping too. We need the money. We need it quickly, and a large sum. They need a lot of money right now.
Right now.
Our fates are all tied together in this. As if we just stand by and let some suddenly appearing mystery woman destroy the inheritance we're after.
Rudolph and Ava always formed a united front as siblings at times like this, sickened by the idea that their own inheritance might be snatched away by an outsider. Kyrie noticed how indomitable they looked. She shook her head slightly and gave out a small sigh as she gazed out the window. Outside it was still raining heavily, and everything was grey, having lost all vibrance. The lush garden that the sun had shone on earlier was now felt like a lie. For some reason, the words Eva said a second ago kept repeating in Kyrie's head. So, in other words, something like this. No matter what's shown to us now on Rock and Jima, it can't be accepted as truth. And Chekhov's gun! There was an odd nuance to these words. At that moment, the island was closed off by the typhoon and isolated. We had access to no public institutions and no hospital. So on this island, no matter what matter of proof related to the outside world was shown, it would always be possible to call it a lie. It would be impossible to prove that something was the truth. As they were isolated from the outside, all truths whose proof lay in the outside world would be called lies. So does that mean that right now, on this Rock and Jima, no truth exists at all? Does it mean that everything will now be ruled by lies alone?
It's a cat box. Schrodinger's cat.
What? It almost gives the illusion that we've left the human world of truth and have been shut away inside another world, one of lies.
In this class trial of truth and lies.
God, shut up. Kyrie remembered that woman's appearance one more time. She remembered both what she had looked like and the witch of the portrait. On this island, which has been cut off from the world of humans and shut away in the world of non-humans, a non-human being has come to visit. Kyrie couldn't think of the smile that appeared on that woman's face as anything other than portent of misfortune.
Speak up a tiny bit.
Oh. I get the feeling my chessboard thinks he's missed a vital premise. One that'll be necessary to understand that misfortune-bearing smile. Yes, that smile made me feel as though someone inhuman was mocking me. I've based my reasoning on the assumptions that our opponent is human, like us. However, just like this island is now, she may be a being that isn't human, and human values may not matter to her. If that's true, all of our reasoning is useless.
It's all useless?
For what reason has the witch been invited here today? Only one thing is certain. Now, in this instant, she's staying somewhere in this vast mansion. Maria, around lunchtime today, we met her outside, right? A woman. Who was she?
Ooh. Said it over and over. HorseyEatYou.
Maria, did you ever meet Beatrice before that?
Ooh. Met her every year.
Every year? In this mansion on Rakanjima?
Ooh.
I don't know what "ooh" means.
No, you have to get
Is
violent.
that true?
Yes.
How long have you been meeting her? How many years ago did it start?
Ooh. I don't know.
You don't know? What do you mean? Was it last year? 2 years ago?
Longer than that. Ooh.
Rosa was astonished. Only the Ushidimiya family mansion existed on this island, so there couldn't have been any humans other than themselves here. And yet, Maria said she'd been meeting with a suspicious woman every year during the family conference. If what Maria said was the truth, even that strange woman called Beatrice... Oh, then that strange woman called Beatrice had been at the family conference every year. That's insane. Is Maria saying that eerie woman was at the family conference every year, and none of us ever noticed it? Even though Rosa had just met the woman herself a couple of hours ago in the Rose Garden, she was overcome with a strange emotion that told her not to accept that existence. What? In the world that I met with earlier in the Rose Garden, as the typhoon grew near and the winds roared. Maria, you said you met with her every year. What do you do when you meet?
Ooh. Smug Maria. We sing songs and learn magic. And learn how to draw magic circles.
Really? That's incredible. Maria, you often draw scribbles. Magic circles in your notebook, right? Did she teach you that too?
Ooh. You know what? Beatrice drew examples to teach me. Come on. Look.
Dimite. Timote. Maria joyfully fished around in her handbag. Then she drew out a single notebook and began opening to that page. Most of the pages were covered with drawings that were literally scribbles. All of them were occult-like things, and while it might sound rude to Maria, who was joyfully flipping through the pages, they were all creepy.
Look, here. Beatrice drew this. Ooh.
Whoa!
They're drawn in blood in the notebook.
Each one of the pages in the group Maria opened to an eerie magic circle. Furthermore, at a glance, Rosa could see that Maria hadn't drawn them. The strength of the strokes, the thickness of the lines, how clean the shape was. By itself, it wasn't enough to guess the background of the person who had written it, but it was enough for Rosa to be sure that it was someone older than Maria. Rosa had to accept it now. There really was a person on this Rakanjima that she herself hadn't known existed until now. And this person had come to the family conference every year to play with Maria.
Well, so she knows someone else drew it. So either Beatrice exists or Maria has friends.
Kinzo does study the occult.
Which is more likely, which is being real or Maria having friends?
To be honest, don't make me answer this question. Maria, does the witch Beatrice live here? Or does she live outside the island like us?
Ooh. Beatrice is the witch of Rockingham, so she lives on the island.
So you're saying she's on the island even on days when it isn't the family conference, right?
Ooh.
I don't know what it means. Yes or no?
Yes. Ooh.
What in the... What in the... I can't believe it. I can't believe it. How long has this unknown witch been living on this island? I used to live on this island. I lived on this island, passing time in the mansion, in the rose garden. And even so, I never encountered a witch like that. Right? That's because witches don't exist. Mama?
Oh. I mean, you said my line, so I don't have to say it, right? What's wrong?
Yeah. You gotta say that one.
No, that's hit 3. Well, 2.
My head hurts. It's probably getting a little mixed up with my memories from when I was a young girl. When I was young, I was terrified of the witch, unlike Maria. So for me, the name Beatrice was a synonym for terror. A synonym for terror. Surely my fear from those days has been revived by the appearance of a woman going by that name. She can't be a witch. She's obviously a human calling herself Beatrice, right? That's right. That witch entrusted me with an envelope.
What's going on with your mic?
What?
Did you, like, put your hand on it or something?
No? Why?
Oh, well, it made, like, that kind of sound.
Oh, I don't know. What in the world could that be? Rosa pulled that western envelope out of her pocket. Whoa!
Oh, hey, it made that sound effect.
It was one of those envelopes that bore the Ushidimiya family crest, which Kendo used for his personal letters.
Speak up a little.
And its red sealing wax had even been sealed by the head's ring, which Kinzo held.
There you go.
Which meant this envelope belonged to the Ushidimiya family head. In other words, it was from father. Why was a woman calling herself Beatrice holding it? And why did she give it to me? That's right. I'm sure she said to read this aloud at dinner. What in the world could be written inside? A sense of uncertainty gripped Rosa. As if opening this envelope might let loose incredible misfortune. However, at the same time, a little curiosity sprouted up too,
Do you hear it?
urging her.
Do you hear it?
The rain.
I heard fishy aroma in my head. Do you hear the rain? It
Yes.
sounds like Jotaro. It sounds like Josuke.
It sounds like Jessica.
It sounds like fishy aroma.
Ah!
But I heard like the drum beat of like do 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 of fishy aroma. It's in the rain, I swear.
Urging her to find out what was written inside before the other siblings could. Using common sense, one might guess that it contained a huge decision about relating to father's inheritance. Actually, since she had received it from a woman who called herself Beatrice, there simply had to be some connection. Does this mean this person at once, not just the 4, but a total of 5 people to be included in the inheritance? I need a large sum of money, and I can't wait long. I feel like such a sinful daughter for discussing father's inheritance while he's still alive. But this is no time to spout off cheap ideals.
I want to be a hero of justice. Seiya no Mikata.
I've even colluded with Rudolph Nissan and Eva Nissan in order to get some money out of Kraus Nissan. Nissan.
They really like cars.
Yes. Nissan! That was a Blaze Boom meme for you,
I don't get it. I was like, you know, there's a car brand called like Nissan, isn't there?
Yeah. And one of the characters has a brother who is another character, and whenever they fight, he yells, Nissan!
And his name's Toyota.
Yeah, that's
And
his
there's
name.
also one called Subaru.
Yes.
And their Gaijin friend Ford. Okay.
Coming from that position, I can't help but see the appearance of the witch as a sign of approaching misfortune. What could be written in here? I'm sure it's something frightening. Shall I read it secretly myself first? The witch requested that it be read at the dinner table, with everyone gathered. Well, if that's what she wanted, why couldn't she just read it herself out loud at dinner? Read it aloud herself at dinner. Why did she go to all the trouble of entrusting it to me? Simply put, is it because she doesn't mind if I read it secretly beforehand? It would be better to secretly read the contents first. I understand that it would mean breaking my promise, but this is no longer time for cheap ideals. Depending on the contents, I should probably discuss it with Eva Nason and Rudolf Nissan too. They're always really good thinkers when it comes to this kind of thing. When I gulped, I put my hand to the red ceiling. The ceiling wax. Something suddenly pulled on my sleeve and I let out a small scream. Nunny! Maria? Don't scare me like that. What is it?
Ooh, you mustn't.
Huh? And Maria's expression was the same portent of misfortune she felt from the witch, and it sent a tingle up her spine.
Beatrice told you to read that letter during dinner. Must have made a promise with a witch.
That's not it. I just wanted to look at the envelope for a second. I'll keep my promise. After all, I always tell you to keep your promises. Of course. Of course I keep my promises.
Yes, Mom was a good girl. Especially the classics, right? I bet she's looking really creepy right now, but...
Okay, sorry. That laugh. It isn't cute, so stop it.
Ooh.
Come to think of it, you received a letter too, Maria. What was written inside?
I haven't opened it. Beatrice said I mustn't open it until the time to open it comes. So I'm taking good care of it. Ooh.
I see. You listen well to what Beatrice says, don't you, Maria?
Ooh. Beatrice is a disciple, so I listen well to what my teacher says.
I see. Let's realize something. Mixed in with Maria's gaze was the glint of someone that wasn't her. If Rosa broke the rules and opened the mysterious envelope here, Beatrice would definitely learn of it. Because Maria was the witch's disciple. Maria was in contact with the witch. I'll keep my promise, so tell Beatrice not to worry, okay?
Ooh, I'll tell her.
Hey, Maria? If I were to speak to Beatrice, how could I meet her?
I don't know. Beatrice is very fickle, so she always appears suddenly.
Oh.
I don't know a way to get her to meet me. But you know, she's always watching me. So if I get in trouble, she'll definitely come and save me afterwards. She's definitely erased her form and is heading close to me.
Don't I always tell you to stop laughing like that? Rosa reflectively abused her child.
It's just a reflex at this point. Reflectively? Like she reflected on her past child abuse?
I said reflexively.
You said it reflectively.
No, I did not.
It's on video.
Yeah, we'll play it over.
I can't until I stop recording.
Rosa reflexively hit Maria on the head. That put a stop to Maria's laughing, but it wasn't able to relate. Sorry. It wasn't able to erase the color that had risen to those eyes, a color that seemed to bear a portent of misfortune. Rosa swore. She swore that, until they left this island, she would not leave Maria alone.
Wait, Rosa swore?
She didn't say naughty words.
Get the fans! Get the fans!
No, here too! She couldn't allow an unknown being to make direct contact with her any longer. The abuse began.
Naku Koyomi. When they cry too.
When they cry. What was when they cry? One.
Higurashi.
What was two?
Higurashi Kai.
Oh.
It's now 6 p.m. Umineko.
What was four?
Umineko Chiryu.
What was five?
It's coming out 2018.
What's six?
Okay, look, it's not. 5's not out yet. Do you think 6 is out yet?
I mean, they might be thinking about it. It might be EA. I have to buy a loot box to get a.
The new Umineko loot boxes.
Yeah.
Oh, like, you have a 1 in a million chance of getting one that says magic doesn't exist. All the other ones say magic is real.
Loot Mineko.
Nice.
Sounds like a game that I would make. Loot Mineko.
Yeah, you have to loot cat girls.
Yeah.
That sounds like a game you would make, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, thanks for watching. This has been Umineko no Nako Koroni. We'll be back next time. Hopefully, like, tomorrow. Like, well, actually, maybe not tomorrow, because I'll hopefully be sleeping because I have a test the next day. So I'm probably going to be playing Umineko that night. you can count on that. So anyways, guys, I'll see you guys next time with some more Umineko. You guys have anything to say? Okay, thank you. Goodbye. So say bye so I don't cut your bye, right? Like, he usually says bye right when I hit stop recording. Okay, so we're going to synchronize it, okay? 3, 2, 1, go. Bye.
Bye.
I'll just cut all this stuff out so it looks like we're synchronized, okay?
Alright.
Yeah, it'll look cool.